Hello, I'm Mukala Kabongo, and on this edition of the LCTV News, MBTA transit upgrade, vaccine slide closing, Enes Kanter basketball clinic, Mural celebration, and more. On the Lin Lowdown, we spoke with Joseph Woodbury and Laurie Ann Giamanco of the Adult Foster Care of the North Shore. Here's this week's LCTV News for Friday, July 23rd, 2021.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
Earlier this week, the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority announced that it has partnered with Lynn, Revere, and other municipal partners for a series of bus projects. The projects will take up to approximately 4.8 miles of bus lanes and other infrastructure upgrades. The project in Lynn will help build a network of bus priority facilities in communities where the need for ridership during the pandemic remained durable. In a statement, Mayor McGee says the lanes coming to Western Ave will greatly aid residents' ability to travel around their city. The project will improve bus travel, time, and reliability. The Lynn Tech vaccine site is coming to a close after 7 months over there at Lynn Tech. There were 7,200 shots of Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson vaccine given out to residents. In all, 62% of Lynn received their first dose of the vaccine, and 56% of the community are fully vaccinated. Thank you to the 250-plus staff and volunteers who helped distribute the vaccine and provide assistance. For more information on the ongoing vaccine schedule, visit the Lynn Community Help Center website or one of the mobile clinics. Beyond Walls has collaborated with Harbor Voices for an immersive installation that features voices of 100 youths in Lynn. This project is an extension of an earlier Truth to Be Told production that featured more than 300 photographers, drawings, paintings, poems, and stories that were submitted by artists and writers in the city of Lynn. The documentary, which was revealed yesterday, will be presented on 451 Broad Street until tomorrow, and will feature a performance by artist Cliff Notez. On Friday, July 16th, NBA star Enes Kanter visited the Demakes Family YMCA in Lynn for a free basketball clinic. LCTV was in attendance. Lynn youths on Friday got the opportunity to learn from an NBA player.
With everything going on in this world, kids going through a pandemic, remote learning and whatnot, I got in contact with a former Celtics player and current Portland Trailblazer, Enes Kanter's agent, and we set up a date for him to come out to us and host a free NBA basketball clinic.
I think it's really important to just give back to the community, not just the city you play for, but like all over America.
He ran 100 free boot camps for a bunch of kids all around the country.
Kanter began these free camps as a way to give back to the community.
My thing is, instead of just taking a vacation or going to a beach or play video games all day, I'm just coming here doing a free basketball clinics for all kind of ages, you know?
When he was a Celtics player was when he ran the most camps. Previously, the record for most free camps was 8 free camps in one summer by an NBA player. He ran 100, and his 100th one was in the city 2 years ago.
Enes was once in these kids' shoes, you know what I mean? So if it just goes to show for these kids that a dream is attainable.
There's over 300 kids here, and they're all gonna have a great time. They're all gonna meet somebody they look up to, and that's what it's about, inspiring the youth.
Clinic coaches were happy to share this experience with the kids.
basketball itself is a universal language. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these kids here, I was talking to a kid, he didn't even speak English, and we were just talking, like, doing basketball motions, and he knew what I was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, basketball is a unifier.
At the end, I'm just looking for the kids to have fun. That's what it's all about, to meet an NBA player and just to communicate with him. They don't get to see this every day.
On Wednesday at Ernies Harvest Time, Cinda Don and Michael Agahowa unveiled their mural as part of the Mural celebration, and LCTV spoke with the two and was in attendance for the celebration.
Our vision that we have been working on with the food project and Ernies for the last year, I think we spent like a year planning it, and so finally being able to execute it and get the community together and seeing our vision come to life has been extremely rewarding.
It's really lifting up Ernies Harvest Time here as an important institution, like in our community, that is doing some really innovative and creative work.
We had the food project come, Diana's children came through and even was putting color on there.
To see it come to life has been amazing. John and Cinda have done such an amazing job.
The theme of the grant itself, like art for spatial justice, really got us thinking about like the core of what Ernies means to us and how it's been in the community for so long.
The food project has been working with Diana and Johnny, the owners of Ernies, to bring more culturally relevant produce to the city of Lynn for a lot of residents here that have been asking for it.
Just thinking about all the different types of people that shop at Ernies and have come in and out of Ernies from the community and from outside of the community.
We've had a lot of people that live around the area. They're like, oh, this is such a great accent to the area, to the street, and it looks so beautiful. So we've had a lot of great feedback, and so far all the customers have been very proud of what has been done here.
Just seeing like the diverse crowd that they have of youth come and who work there. Just got me thinking about the diversity that Lynn, you know, that's inside of Lynn.
We've had a lot of people that live around the area. They're like, oh, this is such a great accent to the area, to the street, and it looks so beautiful. So we've had a lot of great feedback, and so far all the customers have been very proud of what has been done here.
Hoping that we can continue to build off of this, and that this is only the start kind of piece for Ernies and maybe some other ideas elsewhere in the city as well.
Being able to collaborate with the food project that does great work, as well as Ernies and Diana's family that owns it, it felt really meaningful, and this has been an extremely rewarding work that we've done in a community that we've grown up in and truly love.
Now for the sports update. Congratulations to St. Mary's softball pitcher Lily Newhall on being named the 2021 Item Player of the Year. As starting pitcher, Newhall allowed 32 runs on 114 hits with 32 walks and 183 strikeouts. Also named to the 2021 All-Item team were teammates Alyssa Grossi, Brooke Maloney, Lynn Classical's Brooke Warren, Izzy Faisler, and Abby Filer, Michaela Poisson, and Lynn English's Kelsey McNeil. St. Mary's junior Avon Cabral was named the 2021 Item Player of the Year for baseball. Cabral, who helped lead the Spartans to the state championship, went 8-0 as a starting pitcher while recording 106 strikeouts. Cabral also earned the Catholic Conference League Pitcher of the Year. Also named to the Item All-Stars were teammates Kobe Magliozzi, Terrence Moynihan, Lucas Fritz, Lynn English's Yordi Contreras, Claudice Prandis, and Lynn Classical's Ethaniel Almendarez, and Nico Galeazzi. Congratulations to all the players selected to the All-Item teams. The North Shore Navigators won in dramatic fashion last night at Frazier Field, defeating the Vermont Mountaineers 5-4 in walk-off fashion. Down 4-3, it was Jake Gustin who would tie things up with a solo homer to right field. Gustin had a tremendous night at bat as he went 4 for 5 on the night. First baseman Logan Bravo would bring it home for the Navs as he hit his second home run of the night over the left field fence to give the Navigators a much-needed win. The Navigators, now 15-14-2 on the season, are back on the field tonight as they host the Winnipesaukee Muskrats. First pitch is set for 6:35 p.m. And now for the pros. The Boston Red Sox last night won in dramatic fashion against the rival New York Yankees in 10 innings. The Yankees went into the bottom of the ninth holding a 3-1 lead but could not hold on. Yankees reliever Brooke Krisk would squander the save opportunity. Enrique Hernandez's double in the bottom of the ninth would bring in Jarren Duran and Alex Verdugo to tie things up at 4 apiece. In the bottom of the 10th, it would be Xander Bogaerts' sacrifice fly that would bring in Hunter Renfroe for the game-winning run. The two teams are back in action tonight at Fenway. First pitch is set for 7:10 p.m. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks on winning the NBA championship on Tuesday. Giannis Antetokounmpo had a dominant performance in the closeout game as he scored 50 points to go along with 14 rebounds and 5 blocks. Antetokounmpo was named Finals MVP as he averaged 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists in the series for the Bucks. This was their first championship in more than 50 years. On this week's Lynn Lowdown, we spoke with Joseph Woodbury and Laurie Ann Giamanco of the North Shore Adult Foster Care. Here's this week's Lowdown. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. And today we have two special guests from the Adult Foster Care of the North Shore, Mr. Joseph Woodbury and Laurie Ann Giamanco. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did.
All right. How are you all doing?
Good.
Very well. Very well. Thank you for having us.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. All right. Now let's talk about the adult foster care real quick. Can you just give the audience a little background of the adult foster care?
Yeah, sure. We work with people that have certain personal care needs, live with a qualified caregiver, and thus stay in the community. And so we're actually an alternative to a nursing home placement or some other sort of a more restrictive model. And for the most part, these days, we work with families where there's a family member caring for another family member. And so it keeps families together as well.
Awesome. What's the age group that your company usually deals with?
Yeah, we are allowed to work with folks as young as 16. Mm-hmm. And there is no limit on the other side. We've worked with folks over 100 years old. Mm-hmm. But with 16, it's difficult because the parents are the guardians of the 16-year-old until that person turns 18. Mm-hmm. So it's probably more appropriate to say that we work with folks as young as 18.
Okay. Yeah. And Laurie Ann, as a caregiver, there's so much responsibility that caregivers have as far as taking care of those that need a little assistance. Just talk about the experience of being a caregiver and just the overall day-to-day life.
I'm actually a care manager. So
care manager.
Come in and
care manager. Talk about the caregivers that you overlook. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So my role is to go into the homes monthly and work with the client and the caregiver together. Mm-hmm. And I can be as involved as they want me to be, or I can just do the bare minimum and come in once a month and touch base with them. It's really client-centered. Mm-hmm. And there's times where we, attend medical appointments with them. We set them up with services outside the home that they may need. We help them identify a day program, attend meetings for, their ISPs. Again, it's really client-centered, and it's based on the needs of the family.
What have you seen? What are some things that you've seen, or some of the information that you've gotten from the caregivers that report back to you? Some of the positive things that's happened.
Well, we've seen people improve. We've seen people come into the program with one issue, and then maybe there's other issues there that aren't even recognized by the family. And, there's some depression related to it, and they're not, they're just not seeing why. And we, from an outside perspective, can come in and help them identify those issues and then set them up with the right services. And then, we do see improvements, with time.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Can you both just speak on COVID and how it affected it affected a lot of the elderlies? COVID affected them as far as, they were affected the most through it. Can you guys just talk about a little bit about COVID and how you guys were all able to get through it and still keep business going as well?
Certainly.
Yeah, go ahead, Laurie Ann, because you were the one out there doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we did some telehealth for a little while, for a short time, and then it's important that we actually see our people in person. So we made some adaptations, sometimes yard visits until clients and caregivers felt a little bit more comfortable, but it certainly did affect the families, and not just the elderly. I have quite a few clients who are younger, possibly on the autistic spectrum, attend day programs, and not having that structure has really affected their day-to-day lives. That's something that's predictable and that they rely on, and it's safe for them. And they're not quite sure what to do with all this time without structure. So while many of them do a 10-day program, via a Zoom platform or something similar, they're just not getting that same one-to-one interaction. Mm-hmm. So I've seen clients decline physically and emotionally. And that's something that we're still very much working on. There's a lack of staffing in a lot of programs, and it's really difficult to get these clients back into their routines because of that.
So we ended up beefing up our service as well, having more contact with these families. Some of our clients and caregivers got COVID. And so there were certain things that we needed to do to make sure that they had the right PPE, masks and gloves and other things that they may have needed to remain safer at home. Also, Mass Health pays for this service, and they allowed for some flexibilities. So we were able to not have to worry about certain things that we collect and that we do, so that we could fully focus on the families more so.
Mm-hmm. And you just talked about not enough staffing. Am I correct? You just said that, Laurie?
Yes, not within our agency, but certainly within many of the day programs and the transportation companies that provide the transportation to these programs and medical appointments.
Yeah, how's the company working on trying to improve that? How's it trying to get more staffing or get more help and get more people involved? Because now during these times it's kind of difficult for companies to hire people. There's so many things happening and sometimes so many restrictions and stuff. But how are you guys addressing that issue?
Again, a case-by-case basis. It depends on the needs of the family. I have a handful of families that are really struggling with this right now. And I can't magically make staffing appear, but what I can do is advocate for their needs. And we're in touch with DDS, we're in touch with the day programs, and advocating for a placement as soon as possible. And when we can't have that placement at the moment, finding alternatives.
Is there an area that has a little more that you guys are focused more than other, or is this all around? I mean, any places in the area?
You mean geographically?
Yes.
Yeah, we cover all of Essex County, and we cover 9 communities in Eastern Middlesex County. So we have a pretty broad range. And like Laurie Ann was saying, we do a lot of advocating, and if we can't help a person receive something they need right now, we're also working on trying to find companions, people that can come in and take that person out and have some that, like Laurie Ann said, that one-on-one time and a little bit of structured time, some enjoyment. So these are things that we've been doing very actively for the last year.
Yeah.
The other thing we did was, the beginning of the pandemic, collectively, it's a great team of people that work at Adult Foster Care of the North Shore, and very creative, very caring. We all work together, and we put together gift baskets for the clients to keep them occupied that had puzzles and arts and crafts and, coloring books, things that could make them, structure their days a little bit better. And then we hand delivered them.
Laurie Ann, who is behind that project?
That was everybody in the agency.
No, it was you.
She's
It was
just
me, yes.
she's just being humble to us right now.
It was me
she's
with
being
a
humble.
lot of help and a lot of input from others.
Yeah, that's great that you got so many assistants from your team. Moving forward, as you know, we're in July now. It's like the year is going by so fast.
Yeah.
Moving forward, what are some of the stuff that you all have lined up for the rest of the year? Any events or any programs that you guys are working on?
Yeah, we have an annual lobster party that we provide for our caregivers and clients just to thank them, because without them, there's no agency. And so that's happening in August. It happens every year in August. And as far as other events, it's been really difficult. Even now it's difficult because certain venues aren't open. We look into different things that we can do, but the lobster party seems to be on. And so that's something that's pretty exciting for our families.
They certainly look forward to it every year. I have many people talking about what costume they'll wear. It's a themed event. So.
Oh, it is.
Now, what like healthcare is so important. This is one of the fields that's really been hit hard. Can you guys just talk about your roles and how much that you guys have had to sacrifice the past year just to make sure that everybody is getting things done? Your clients are being able to do certain things because there's so much restrictions. Can you guys just talk about your roles and just the whole overall the past year for you all in your roles?
Laurie Ann, it comes down to our nurses and care managers. We talked about and implemented a lot of different things to make sure that our staff had what they needed to bring to the families, so the families had what they needed to stay safe. Laurie Ann, do you have input on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, in this role, you really develop a rapport with the families. You're not just a professional and a client caregiver, you become family in essence. So, even if there's not the regular monthly, check-in, there's frequently phone calls, pictures, caregivers will text pictures of things that they're doing, maybe playing puzzles or singing karaoke. So I wouldn't call it a sacrifice. I think we just really amped our creativity and made sure that we were consistently more in contact with everybody.
Definitely. That's great work. That's great work, especially with so many businesses were hit hard last year. That you guys were able to overcome that. That is just great work. And you're still providing care for those that need it. That's just something that needs to be acknowledged and be highlighted.
We appreciate that. And one good thing about the fact that Mass Health pays us is we as an agency didn't take a cut last year. So we were able to take that extra that wasn't going towards things like mileage and other things that we do and really put it into the needs of the families. And so that was something that we were very happy to be able to do.
Definitely. All right. Running out of time, but can you all just please share your websites, social media pages, contacts for everyone to know if they want to find out more about adult foster care, or if they want to get a caregiver for one of their relatives? Please let them know all the vital information.
Yeah, we are Adult Foster Care, N as in Nancy, S as in Sam.com. And then right there are all the social media links that we have.
Awesome. And Laurie, if they want to get in contact with you,
they can call me directly on my cell phone. They can call me at 508-284-2028. Or let me see. Of course, I never call the office. So the office phone number is Joe.
Yes, not 978.
Yes.
281-2612.
There you go. And Deanna is your lady. She can help you with any questions.
Yeah, the office is really the place to start with because that's where everything gets going.
All right. It was great having you guys on. Hopefully we can get you guys to come in the studio when we fix our technical difficulties, but definitely great of the work that you guys are doing. Continue doing the great work, and we really appreciate you guys taking some time to come and chat with us about the adult foster care of the North Shore.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you
us.
thank you for having us.
Not a problem. You guys have been watching the Lynn Lowdown. Have a great day.
All right.
Now time for local events from the community calendar. On Saturday and Sunday, the Black Lives Matter mural will be painted on City Hall Square. Lynn Police Department announced Essex Street and Washington Street will be closed during the painting of the mural and asked residents to seek alternate routes. Also tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m., Ward 2 Cleanup and Dumpster Day hosted by mayoral candidate Darren Sear and Ward 2 Councilor Rick Stobbard will take place at Keeney Park. No mattresses, tires, TVs, and paint will be accepted. On Tuesday, July 27th, the Lynn Public Library will be hosting the Curious Creatures from 11 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. This is part of the summer program with the Lynn Public Library's Children's Department. On Wednesday, July 28th, the Peruvian flag-raising ceremony will take place outside of City Hall from 3:30 p.m. until 4:30 p.m. Beginning on Thursday, Annette Sykes will be hosting free painting sessions on Lynn Shore Drive. On Thursday, the sessions will go from 11:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. The session will happen on August 1st, 6th, 8th, 15th, and 22nd. These sessions are provided by the Better Beaches Grant Program. Next Friday, the Lynn Police Department will be hosting their Bike Safety Day at Thurgood Marshall Middle School from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. There will be a bike safety presentation by the Lynn Police CBD Bike Unit. Bike helmets and water giveaways will be given on a first-come, first-served basis. To find out more about the community events, visit the LCTV website and click on the community calendar. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Make sure to subscribe to the LCTV Facebook page as well as the LCTV YouTube channel. Also visit lyntv.org to watch any show at any time on your computer, phone, or tablet. I'm Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day.